Hello, governor. Oh my God, you guys didn't have that planned, but kind of funny talking politics and hello, governor comes up. Hi, my name's Melissa. Going to be your tarot card reader. No, I'm not. I'm going to be your political speaker, your politician here, and we are going to talk politics. We'll see if anybody shows. Wow, that's wild. Let me just make sure that I'm live here, guys. And if nobody shows, we might back out, okay? I'm not necessarily comfortable with the topic at hand, although I feel very passionate about it, and I feel like I get a lot of downloads about it. Um, so we may just discuss. Yeah, we're just gonna discuss our views on politics in the USA. Okay, that's I'm not a politician, nor am I educated, and I want to preface this with that. This is my own personal advice, my own personal perspective, my own perception, my own views on our our system here in the USA. Okay, and again, this is only the USA system that I don't research anything. I observe. I'm an observer. I get a lot of channeled information about things that I don't really want a lot of channeled information about, as well as so along with being a channel, I'm a seer, right? So the divine will point me in the right direction to see information that most people aren't able to see. And so I really just wanted to get on and talk about my liberal views, my liberal viewpoints, and just kind of where they come from and why I believe that human beings should be allowed to live. I feel like there's a huge problem with a system that owns us and our children. Um, hey, J Dubs. So let me just give you an example of, they don't talk to you at the hospital when you're giving birth to the love of your life, that you are basically signing their actual rights over to the government when you get them a social security card, and a social security number and things like this, and a birth certificate. And there is, we've already been tracked and in input into the system, and now we are inputting our children into the system that actually has more rights over them than we do. These are children that we have given birth to, we have made with our own flesh, blood, and energy. That now, again, the government has more rights over than we do. This is, you can see this proof in the school systems, where our children are legally obligated to go to school, or we can go to jail as a parent for educational neglect. I want to talk about educational neglect and what that means. That means that we are not forcing our children to be indoctrinated. So they're forcing us to force feed our children with the information that they're providing from the age of 5 to 17. That is their entire childhood. Okay. And I'm not really, this isn't about school. We're not going to do the school system thing. Okay, honey, I'm not going to be on long, to be honest with you. I can already feel that, but I do want to just get some of this stuff out and talk about it. But my views on the, I feel like right now, and I just want to put this out there, but I feel like the left here, the left, we're going to call it the left, or the democracy, that I don't think has ever really been a thing. I think it's been an illusion. In fact, I was going to name this that, and I think I probably will after I do the reading, but there's never been a democracy here. I think that there is the government, and they are kind of making a democracy. They're mocking our democracy. They're making our democracy look like a joke, and making our citizens look like they aren't fit to be citizens, or aren't fit to care for themselves. Are emotional wrecks. They're stirring us all up emotionally, because they know that anybody who isn't a conservative is also a free thinker, usually, or I don't know if free thinker is the right word, okay, because I can also see that our Democrats are very easily swayed in that way. But I think it's because they don't trust themselves, because I think most people who would like, I'm sorry, I can't figure out this word that's coming through that would sway, or kind of like that would teeter on the side of Democrat or democracy, usually are less likely to have an education, more likely to have come from a broken home, and they know how to play on our own emotions, use our own emotions against us, use our own pain against us, and our own trauma against us, to make us look like fools. And that's exactly what they're doing right now. Because now, if you'll see this, I'm watching kind of all of these leftists who are realizing how out of line a lot of the leftists are. even these leftists are going, wow, I want to be a fucking conservative now, which is the actual plan. Okay. Like that was the plan. There is no left. And they were just trying to, as far as I'm concerned, of course, this is my own perspective, but from my perspective, there really was never a left. And now we're mocking the left so hard. We're getting the left to like, I'm watching them like throw a bone and the left fucking go chasing after it. And the truth about the left is they need to heal, right? But they actually are where the heart is at. I believe these are people who have emotion. They're able to feel emotion. They have a lot of raw emotion because, like I said, a lot of people who are into the idea of democracy, which they're usually going to come from a broken home or some sort of what's the right word here? I don't know how to. A disadvantage. They're going to come from a disadvantage, maybe a financial disadvantage, poverty a lot of times. So anybody who would be more apt to become a Democrat are going to have dealt with these things. And also the people on the right have a really hard time or a lack of emotion or a lack of ability to feel empathy or emotion. So they will use our own emotions against us, okay? And our ability and our own pain, again, because we all have these huge triggers that they know how to get. And then they have us all kind of fighting each other so that we really are fucked, okay? This is just my opinion. Hi, thank you, Patricia. And sorry, guys, I wasn't reading these. Yes, thank you, J-Dubs. You were right. I don't think necessarily that's accurate. I would say a lot of empaths have definitely. No, I think people are born with the ability to feel and some are not. Okay. There are, sometimes they'll call them sociopaths, but I would say if you've seen somebody who doesn't get their feathers ruffled in a heated moment, they've either not the ability to feel emotion or they've healed from their trauma. Okay. So, but there's a strong need to understand that just because somebody's cool, calm, and collected doesn't mean that they're the better party. And I think that the right is really good at looking cool, calm, and collected because they have a hard time empathizing or feeling emotion, really emoting. But again, I don't know that that's accurate. I know that I've experienced hardship and my empathy skills are on point, but I don't know that that's necessarily accurate because, yeah, I guess even as a child, I was a super empath as a child as well. But I had already experienced hardship. So I'm not sure. I would not say I would never say I would know the answer to any fucking thing. Okay. So no, I would say that's never going to be a never. And there's always exceptions to every rule. But what I am saying is that the Democratic Party is definitely built on people who come from a disadvantage, from poverty, from trauma, and the right knows how to use our pain and trauma against us. If you can imagine this, this used to happen to me, but where somebody doesn't feel emotion or go get highs or lows or get out of pocket or out of their composure very easily, they'll taunt somebody who they know does. And then the person who they taunted, literally mentally abused, emotionally abused, that person will freak out, right? Because they have emotions. And then the person who tortured them emotionally or mentally will go, calm down. Like the fucking person who felt the emotion is out of fucking pocket, but they were being tormented. Okay. So I'm watching the right kind of torment the left right now. I'm watching people who I had a lot of respect for on the right. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I don't believe in fucking any type of political views. Okay. I don't believe in any political party because I don't think any of it has our best interest at heart. Well, yes. So unfortunately, then this sort of emotional uproar that the Democrat will experience makes them feel like ashamed and like they did something wrong later. And now they're going to go. But the truth is, again, people that are more conservative know how to taunt, and I'm watching them literally shame people for being in pain. It's just hard to watch. I'm having a hard time watching all of it because Oh, look at my little fucking reindeer. Also does not like it. Okay. So there's got to be a way that we can, well, we're not, that we aren't so easily swayed. They keep throwing distractions at us to get us to fight each other instead of them, and people keep falling for them. So it's really hard as a human being. Our nature is to kind of, especially when we come from poverty or sort of from a disadvantage, it's hard to not take the opportunity as it arises for us to kind of, if we think we see a way out, even if we have to hurt motherfuckers to get out. If you are in fight or flight mode, that's a pretty likely thing. But it also causes, I feel like there's a lot of people that would normally be on each other's side and have each other's back fighting right now because they're falling for this stupid ass shit that the government is like kind of burning into our, taunting us with is actually what I'm getting. But well, there's a few things. One is the other part of the left that is having a hard time is that we have a hard time acknowledging where we are, kind of at fault for our own suffering and where we're making bad decisions. But we're not wired the same, and we're not, every single. It's like the right thinks that we are all the exact same human. But some of us are lazy, some of us are this, some of us are that. This is the same with our school systems where we're expecting all of these very differently gifted children to be on the very same standardized, to excel in the same standardized areas, when some of us aren't meant to excel academically. We're meant to maybe excel spiritually. So it's the same thing, the left and the right. The right, unfortunately, for me, the left needs to heal, and the right is heartless, is my opinion. So but that is the thing, that people need to learn how to get their emotions in check and not fall for these stupid ideologies that are being fed to them, because it's really keeping us in a very separate space and just giving. Well, first of all, again, like I said, there's myself included. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican, but I would vote Republican at this time, okay, because of the crazy shit that the Democrats are doing, the left is doing. You don't just get to go murder people. Okay. So I get that they're using our emotions against us. At the same time, they're proving that we're not safe or fit to be human or fit to be on the streets or safe. Okay. So we have got to get this in. If we ever want freedom, we have to get our emotions in control. And also, again, I think that a lot of us that are left leaning or liberal, first of all, liberal means freedom. Okay. And the left is looking foolish at this time because they're screaming liberal and liberation, and they want to be liberated while they're holding other people down. So they're oppressing and screaming they want liberation. It's just not okay. It makes us look foolish as fuck. And so they're proving, I believe this is all literally a setup from the right trying to prove that Democrats or leftists are idiots. And we're not. We're really smart people with emotions. We let our emotions run our, kind of control us at times or whatever. And a lot of times we don't have, myself, I'm going to say this, I can't read a book and retain that information. It's not my thing. I download information from the divine, but my information that I get doesn't have any proof. And the right has a bunch of written information to prove all of their points and statistics. But I'm going to say this as well, is that they're the ones who write that shit. Okay. You don't just read something and believe it. I knew from a very young age why I stopped reading and watching TV and news and shit is like, oh my God, motherfuckers just can write anything they want down in a book and say it's real, and humans will run with that shit. Oh, that's the statistics. If I wasn't there, bitch, it ain't the statistics. Okay. And I ain't believing shit that's going to try to get us all running around murdering each other and shit. So I just no longer buy anything from the media. I have since 8th or 9th grade, I stopped watching the news. Am I fuzzy, you guys? Okay, Jean, have a good night. Thank you so much. And I'm actually gonna get off too, you guys. I'm really fucking tired, and I can go on for days about this. There's a strong need if you're a liberal to be liberal. Okay, it's like you can't people can't scream freedom while they're holding people down. It's just it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing us. It's making us look like we are wrong. And I think that self-discipline is a very huge need here, and healing and things like that. But I think that controlling other people's lives isn't okay, which is what the right is all about. So there's a strong need for the left to get their shit together so that we can actually get the liberation we have been craving. Okay. I love you guys so much. Nothing came out the way I wanted it to, but that's okay. I'm just going to keep practicing or going at it. I was hoping that some information would channel through me, but I think I just got too nervous or something. I don't know. I love you guys, and I will see you guys very soon. I hope you all have a lovely night.